Where? Where? Rooms, lifting walls, tracking. Hey, W, can't leave.
It's time for another C. Harper Auto Group High School Sports Night, exclusive digital coverage of Uniontown Red Raiders boys basketball on the Facebook Live page, which is brought to you by George Dental Associates, SWGI in Uniontown, now part of U.S. Digestive Health, the Centers for Rehab Services, and physical therapist Jim Burns, First Federal Savings and Loan, Association of Greene County, Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vacides, Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer, Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke, Joby's Golf, and Big Al's Market. Now stay tuned for the Sproul's Insurance pregame show here on the WMBS Facebook page and 590 WMBS. Steve Suprick, glad to be here tonight. I got the short straw, folks. Brian and Tony were at the H game tonight, and Billy Dice and I are here. Billy's manning the camera. His son Manny's here. His wife Nicole made the trip to Garrett County, Maryland, and we are here. Pretty festive crowd tonight, a little bigger crowd than last night. The Red Raiders pretty much took care of business against Waynesburg, but they'll have a little bit tougher opponent tonight in the Southern Garrett County Rams. So this is WMBS 590 AM. And this pregame show is being brought to you by the Sproul's Insurance Group and your insurance agent, David Hughes. They will get you ready for the game. They're located on 217 West Main Street in Uniontown. Phone 724-437-9812 for the Sproul's Insurance Group. And folks, it's going to be a pretty good night here, about 7 minutes and change till tip off. I'm going to try to bring all the action to you tonight, so bear with me. I'm going to try to keep stats, call play-by-play, and hopefully bring home the Red Raiders with a victory up here in a very warm Oakland, Maryland here tonight. So should be a lot of fun. And I'll give you the starting lineups tonight for your Southern Garrett Rams. Head coach Tom Bosley coming in tonight with their starting lineup is number 3, Jared Haskell. He's a 6'2 sophomore guard, averaging 21 points a game. Also at guard, a 5'10 junior, 18 points a game. Number 4, Isaiah Keller. At guard, a 5'7 senior, 8 points a game. Number 10, Landon Grady. At forward, a 6'3 senior, Brent LeMay. He's averaging 6 points a game. And also at forward, a 5'10 junior, 6 points a game, number 40, Noah Wilt. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, coming in 8-1 after a big win last night for Coach Rob Kaczmarski. Starting tonight, as usual, number 00, 5'10 sophomore, 14.5 points a game. Number 00, Notorious Grooms. At guard, a 5'11 sophomore, 11.5 points a game. Number 2, Calvin Winfrey. At forward, a 6'5 junior, 7 points a game. Number 4, Kadrian McLee. At guard, 5'10 senior, 8.5 points a game. Number 5, Bakari Wallace. And at guard, a 6'2 junior, number 34, Jameer Braxton. He averages 11.3 a game. Officials tonight, 2 of the guys from last night, we didn't catch their names, but we have one local official from, at least from the Uniontown area. Pat Lyon is your head referee tonight. So that'll get us kind of shaped up here. The Red Raiders will be wearing their home white uniforms. Last night they had the road maroons on, a little different look, but this is a more familiar uniform. White pants, white tops, maroon trim and numbers. And the Garrett County team will be wearing now, unless they had warm-ups on, so we could not see their tops, but they had blue pants on, I believe. So they'll be wearing the road dark colors tonight. 5:17 remaining in the pregame festivities here. So I want to give you a couple of talk about some of our sponsors we have tonight. Big Al's Market. Stop by Big Al's Market. He's on North Gallatin Avenue, family owned and operated by Phil Occhione and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features two one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter soda for $21.99, or try an Italian hoagie and a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. Check out some of Big Al's other homemade food items, including pasta salads, macaroni salads, deli items. Big Al's Market's located on 72 North Gallatin Avenue. Phone 724-550-4252. And we'll have to go down there and get lunch one day. That sounds like a pretty good place to eat. Also, Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat sports injuries, neurological conditions, back pain, sprains and strains, joint replacement, hands injuries, and all other conditions. They can treat you efficiently and safely because they take all the necessary precautions and are disinfecting the clinic regularly. All insurances are accepted. Experienced therapists, convenient location, convenient hours, part of the community. Call the office with a prescription for your doctor or schedule by direct access, and they can contact your doctor for you. 724-437-7500, UPM Centers for Rehab Services. The players are taking some final warm-up tosses right now. Garrett County is in their dark road blues, and they will be shooting to the basket to our right when we get started. The Red Raiders to our left, Red Raiders benches to our right. Coach Rob Kaczmarski down there, and we have a pretty good setup here. Nice crowd on this side of the bleachers, the probably the home side, and you have some visitors over on the far side, but it's a much bigger crowd than it was last night. A couple of other sponsors pass along to you. I want to get some of these reads in for everyone. As like I said, we're not going to break for commercials, so you're going to have to listen to me read these commercials. So please bear with me on that. But one of the sponsors is Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vicides. He is Vince. He knows there is nothing more exciting than high school sports. He knows all the athletes worked hard to be competitive, plus maintain their study skills. Commissioner Vince Vicides salutes all the young contestants in their efforts. Good luck, and may the best team prevail. From Fayette County Commissioner Vince Vicides. It's nice for Vince to sponsor some high school sports. And also can't forget about Dr. George and the George Dental Associates. Looking for a dentist, Dr. George and Dr. Ashley Parker of George Dental Associates. Uniontown staple has over 40 years experience treating all patients of all ages. Their caring professional team of dentists and their staff offer a full range of dental services, including restorative, preventative, pediatric, cosmetic, and so much more. Visit GeorgeDentalAssociates.com today. That's GeorgeDentalAssociates.com, and find out how they can enhance your smile through the art of dentistry. Good luck to Coach Rob Kaczmarski and the Uniontown Red Raiders from the George Dental Associates. Let's thank Dr. Mike George for that. And we'll get one more read in here before we get to the opening lineups, with they'll announce here momentarily. First Federal of Greene County. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. With home improvement loan, home equity loan, line of credit, you can finally make that upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaky roof, or replace those outdated floors. Boy, I need that. Keep the cold out and warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today or apply online at ffcg.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. And we're going to, I'll take a quick break here as we listen to the national anthem, and we'll get started here momentarily. Nice rendition of the national anthem here at the Ram Arena, home of the sixth man. Southern Garrett coming in tonight, looking to upset the Red Raiders. And it should be a pretty good matchup. And their public address announcer will announce the starting lineups, which we've already done. That'll give you a chance to give you a couple more of our valued sponsors. Thomas W. Schaefer, litigated over 275 civil and criminal trials, some of which have been aired on Oprah, Inside Edition, and ESPN. Having an engineering degree, master's in business administration, and a law degree qualifies him to go toe-to-toe with anyone. His firm concentrates on wills, trusts, estates, property transfers, personal injury, solar field, Marcellus gas negotiations, and family law. Small enough to care, smart enough to win. That's Thomas W. Schaefer. Thank you for him. See if I can get all these in before we get started. I got two more here. Let's go. SWGI. Southwestern Endoscopy Center is now part of U.S. Digestive Health. If you have a close family member with colon cancer or precancerous polyps, your screening should begin at age 40 instead of 45. Women, like men, are at substantial cancer risk and should not avoid screening. Although colonoscopy is the most sensitive screening test, if you're fearful or have no health insurance, a stool fit test is a reasonable option. Learn more at u.s.digestivehealth.com. And Garrett County team is getting ready to take the floor, so we're going to go get ready for some basketball here. I'm going to try to do the scoring as well here, so bear with me. And Red Raiders again, that's Grooms, Winfrey, McLee, Wallace, and Braxton, your starting lineup for the Uniontown Red Raiders, coming in at 8-1. On fire last night. They were hitting on all cylinders, 74 points in the first half. I see Mayor Bill Gerke in the stands tonight, right next to me. Gave me the thumbs up, and the tip goes McLee over to McGrooms, throws it over to Braxton, drives the baseline, throws it out to Wallace. In a running one-hander, Wallace knocks down the first points for the Red Raiders. Red Raiders in their patented 2-2-1 press. As the Rams bring it up, that's 10 Grady, who's having trouble. He's in trouble. He's tied up. That's going to be a jump ball. It is, as Grooms ties up Grady And the Red Raiders will go, the ball should go to the Rams. I think the Red Raiders won the toss. They did. So Grady will send it in. That's number 40, Wilt, with the ball, the big guy Wilt. And he's having a little bit of trouble. There's number 4, Keller, just across the timeline. And that's a pass is stolen by McLee, who gives it up to Wallace, racing up the court. Here comes Braxton out the top to Winfrey. Winfrey will settle things down now. He's guarded by Grady. Over to Wallace. Wallace looks, drives the lane. Oh, a little lob pass to McLee, who lays it in. Good job by Wallace. And McLee team up for the Red Raiders, 4-0. Good start for the Red Raiders. That press coming up. There's number 4, Keller, drives the left baseline. Pass is stolen by McLee. Here comes Grooms out of it to Wallace, lays it up and in. Yes, he does. Almost early call. And a quick timeout by Southern Garrett. And the Red Raiders off to a blazing start here, 6-0. And the Red Raiders have hit all of their shots and just been able to run the ball efficiently down the floor. And Tom Bosley, who I had a nice chat with before the game, he's a West Virginia football fan, believe it or not. He knew some of the guys I played with over the years. Nice guy. And he's having a little bit of trouble right now with his team. A little bit, they look a little overwhelmed by this pressure from the Red Raiders as they're going to bring it in now after a timeout. Grady will throw it in to Keller, who throws it back to Grady. He doesn't know what. He's a little bit stopped with it. There comes LeMay, gets across. They're barely getting across the timeline. They are not going to, they barely get across as Keller gives it over to, that's their leading scorer. That's Haskell, misses the runner from the corner. There's Grooms from way out time, just off the mark. Rebound, McLee back out to Braxton, top of the key. He's going to drive in. Looks like maybe a foul. Coach wanted it. You could hear him yelling for the foul. The ball is rebounded by the Rams. Here comes Keller. Grady over in the corner to Wilt. Wilt's going to drive the baseline. He's stuck in the corner. That's a left-handed shot there by Keller. Off the mark, no good. Here comes out Winfrey out of it to Wallace. Misses the left. Good rebound by McLee. Misses the bunny and fight for it now. It's another jump ball. And that's Wilt and McLee fighting for that ball. And that is going to go to Uniontown. And Braxton throws a little lob into McLee. McLee gives it out to Wallace, top of the key. He'll give it up to Winfrey. Winfrey drives the right lane, spinning move, turnaround, fadeaway jumper off the rim and in. Calvin Winfrey. Calvin Winfrey with a point for the bucket for the Red Raiders. 8-0 now. Red Raiders firing on all cylinders. Here's that pressure again, and that ball's thrown away again. It goes all the way through everyone like a Plinko chip, and it went to McLee, who then Braxton lost it, and here come the Rams back with Keller. Gives it over to Grady in the corner to Wilt. Wilt guarded by Wallace. That's 20. LeMay turns it over and gives it to McLee, the other team, and there's a foul. Looks like it's going to be on number 10, Landon Grady. So not as bad as I thought, keeping score and doing play-by-play. So, of course, with the Rams not scoring, it makes it a little easier to keep score. And here come the Red Raiders. Grady throws it over to Grooms. Oh, nice feed into Wallace. Very, very unselfish play there by Grooms, who threw it right into Wallace, cutting the basket. Wallace is a scrapper. He gets away with a push-off there. Wilt gets across the timeline. Garrett, the Rams are having a lot of trouble getting the ball across half court. They throw it out to their leading scorer. That's Haskell. He, the left-hander, loses the ball. It goes over to Healy, who just checked into the game. Wilt loses it again. Here comes McLee out of there with it. Bounce pass to Wallace over to Grooms. Grooms misses the layup. Wallace tips again, and in. Makari Wallace with 8 points. And the Red Raiders just on fire, really. The Keller dribble, nice fancy dribbling through the lane by Keller. Shot no good, rebound. Wallace down, long outlet to Grooms over to Winfrey. Winfrey lays it in. And another timeout taken by the Rams. And we have 3:59 left in the first quarter. And the Uniontown Red Raiders on top 14-0. And that'll give me a chance to let you know that there are many things that make the holiday special, but one of the best way is to bring everyone together. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke hopes that you make the most of this holiday season and make time to spend with friends and cherished family members. Bill would like to take this time to wish all Uniontown area listeners a happy and healthy holiday season and a prosperous new year, and wish Uniontown head coach Rob Kaczmarski and the Uniontown Raiders the best of luck this year. That's from Bill Gerke, the mayor of Uniontown. Nice of Mr. Gerke to sponsor the Red Raiders, as he's been a big fan for many years. Now the kids always appreciated that. And Red Raiders pressuring the ball there as Gray brings it across, and he's going to get fouled by Grooms. And that's just a first foul on the Red Raiders. One foul each. Grady has one for the Rams. That's the first one on the Red Raiders, not to fear with a 14-0 lead, though, for Coach Kaczmarski. And Grady now bringing the ball up, being guarded heavily by Grooms. And he throws it over to Healy. Jack Healy loses the ball, and the ball goes out of bounds. Grooms tries to save it, but it'll go back to the Red Raiders. Coach Bosley asking for a foul. It's getting a little physical out there. Rams having trouble inbounding the ball. They throw it in at number 11, Ayers, who just checked into the game. There's a wild pass over to Healy, and that ball is in the corner to Keller. Healy, shot clock winding down. They turn it over. Here comes Grooms over to Uphold, who just checked in. Uphold, a little reverse scoop shot as he misses it. He's fouled by number 11, Ayers. Some of the fans didn't like that call, but Coach Pat Lyon didn't see it that way. As Uphold will take a shot for make the first free throw. Uphold now makes his first shot for the Red Raiders, and the second one off the side of the rim, off the backboard, and rattles home. So 2 free throws there by Tanner Uphold, gets the Red Raiders a 16-0 lead. And now there's a fast break. It's opportunity, and the first bucket for Jared Haskell, flying in as they break the pressure. Finally, they crack the code as it's 16-2 now. And the Red Raiders have not had to concern themselves at all with the shot clock. There's Braxton, who got hit on the way up. No foul call, but he gets the bucket. 18-2. Red Raiders now back in their pressure as Keller brings it across and throws it away. Here's a pass back, and it's thrown away again to Grady. Takes it over for the Rams. There's another steal by Winfrey. Little hop step jump by Grooms, who can't seem to connect right now. Grooms hasn't scored yet. He's our leading scorer. And there's a pass there. That's Haskell off the side of the rim on a long 3 attempt. Rebound by Uphold. Wallace loses the handle but gains it back. There's Braxton out on the wing. Long 3 off the rim. No good. Rebound Haskell. Haskell now is in trouble. Stops his dribble. And that's Keller. Loses the handle again. Let's see if they tipped it. It looked like it should be Southern Garrett ball. It is. Some substitutions now. You have Hager, who's our player of the game last night, comes in, and as well as Richardson, who I thought was as equally deserving as player of the game. He had 10 steals last night. There's a long 2 from Grady. Gets the Rams on the board. 18-4 now. 1:51 left, first quarter. Uniontown Red Raiders just really playing some terrific basketball to start this season. And last night, of course, of a depleted Waysburg team, but this is a better team tonight in Southern Garrett on their home floor, and the Raiders are having their way. There's Richardson off the bench. Richardson, Johnny on the spot. The little guy is always seems to be in the right spot, and Richardson gets a rebound, puts it right back up as the Red Raiders expand on their lead to 20-4. There's a long shot by Wilt, who's off the mark. And there's a pass by Wallace into Richardson. Oh, little scoop shot off the rim, no good. A little left-handed. There comes Keller, and he's over to Haskell. Haskell off the mark again. That rebound goes off of Hager, I believe. It should be Southern Garrett ball. Coach K questioning Pat Lyon. Pat Lyon having none of it, as he would basically told Rob to turn around and coach his team. And now Keller's going to dribble it in or pass it in. And there's Wilt that gets it over to Keller. Keller looking where to go, being guarded by Wallace. And there's a little shot from the corner. That was LeMay off the mark, just a little short. Here comes Wallace over to Grooms for three. Yes, he rattles it in. Notorious Grooms finally gets on the board for the Red Raiders. Increases the lead to 23-4. There's a pass underneath to a wide open Wilt, who scores for the Rams. 6 points now for the Rams. 20 seconds left. Shot clock off. Here's Grooms on top of the key. He's going to settle things down a little bit. He looks like he's going to launch one. He does. Straight in the bucket, straight downtown. Grooms another three. 26-6. Steal by Richardson. And yes, Richardson. Another steal. That'll bring the lead to 28-6 as the Red Raiders on fire starting out this game. As Notorious Grooms didn't score for the first 7 minutes and finishes with 6 points, a flurry at the end. Calvin Renfrey with 4 points. McClee with 2. Wallace, nice first half with 8 points. Richardson with 4. And Uphold with 2. And Braxton with 2. 28 points in total for the Red Raiders. And 2 for 2 from the free throw line. So very good start for Uniontown. And speaking of start, if you need to get help get your car started, how about going down to Joby's Golf? You can go down these days, have your gas pumped, oil checked, windshield cleaned. Joby's Golf, that's where. Joby's Golf is located on the corner of Fayette and Beeson Boulevard. Joby's Golf is a fast, friendly, full-service gas station serving Uniontown in the same location for over 50 years. Joby's Golf offers lockout services, general repairs, tire repairs, state inspections, 24-hour AAA towing service. Phone 724-438-0681 for Joby's Golf. I know that's I've been down there several times. It's nice to have somebody pump your gas once in a while, get a little service. Don't see that much anymore. And there's a foul. Oh, no, that's a travel. Wow, I was going to call it a foul on Grooms. And Keller, I'm sorry, that was Grady, had the ball, and they call it, Pat Lyon calls it traveling. You can hear the crowd didn't like that one. I can't say that I blame them. It looked like a foul on Grooms, but the Red Raider fans will take it. 28-6. Start out as a spin move. Nice spin, twisting move by Jameer Braxton. Looked a little bit like the old Bernard King spin move in the lane back with the Knicks in the late 80s, early 90s. He doesn't know who, I'm sure Braxton doesn't know who Bernard King was, but I do. And there's a miss by LeMay. Rebound, the Red Raiders coming out. There's Winfrey in the corner, little flow, left to right-handed, little hang in the air. Winfrey, beautiful shot. And there's a falling player from, that was Haskell, got tripped, I believe. Let's see, they're going to call, who are they going to call it on? Number 2? There's no number 2. That's on Winfrey. Yep. I didn't think Winfrey was near the play, but Pat Lyon called a trip, and now Keller will bring it in. There comes Haskell being guarded by Winfrey. He throws it away. There's the pressure by the Red Raiders. Just forcing a lot of turnovers. Red Raiders defensively have been terrific, holding the Rams here at the Ram Arena, home of the sixth man, to just 6 points in over 9 minutes of play so far. Here comes Winfrey. There's Wallace. Long three. That's not usually his shot, but he can make it sometimes, and he misses it. He goes in and gets a rebound, but gets fouled. That's what he does. Whoa. So they called the foul. They called the foul on Wallace. I think the whole gym thought it was going to be on, and he shot the ball and he came in to get the rebound. They called the foul on Wallace. So here comes Keller driving across. He's being guarded by, and there's Grooves. These Garrett County fans behind are not happy with the officiating. I think they're just not used to seeing a physical play that the Red Raiders, that section they're in, a lot of physical action. There's a little up and under move by LeMay. Gets the Rams on the board here. 34-8 now, 6-17 and counting. Pretty good ball game if you're a Red Raider fan so far. There's Grooms' little floater coming in the lane to his left. And there's a foul on Grooms. Should be on Grooms. Yeah, that'll be his second. Of course, Coach K not too worried right now when you're up 34-8. A couple fouls aren't going to bother you. And here comes ball inbounded over to, that's Haskell. Tries a floater, misses, rebound. Levi Garner throws it out. There's a nice little left-handed or right-handed reverse scoop by Grooms. He's got 10. Red Raiders up 36-8. There's Wilt in the corner being guarded by Braxton. Little push off, and now he's going to be double teamed by Garner. And that ball should have been a jump ball, but they're going to call a foul on Garner. Levi Garner. Sounds like he should be a country western singer, Levi. Wonder if he can sing it all. I know I can't, but Levi comes out now. He had a nice game last night for the Red Raiders. Red Raiders in man-to-man defense. Here's Wilt in the corner. They throw it to Haskell, who lost the handle going up, and that ball, McLee had it, spun around with it, and just lost it. A little slippery there. Landon Grady will trigger it in for the Rams. Are down 36-8, 5:31 left in the second quarter. And the Rams have LeMay hands it over to Haskell, who scoops it up, reverse scoop. And that's going to be a foul on Winfrey, I believe. And let's see the call. It is on Winfrey. That's his second. So now you got a couple guys, Grooms and Winfrey, with 2 fouls for the Red Raiders. And Haskell's their leading scorer, 21 points a game, only 2 points so far tonight, and that give him 3 now as he knocks down a free throw. And Uphold back in the game for the Red Raiders. You have Uphold, Braxton, McLee, Wallace, and Winfrey. That ball in and out, but back in. Friendly roll there for Haskell as the Rams crack double digits, 36-10. Oh, nice spin move by Winfrey as he goes in that reverse spin. Floater in the lane, 38-10. There's a floater by Haskell. He's heating up now. 38-12, 5 minutes left, second quarter. The Rams wasted no time. Of course, you're down 38-12. You gotta get some points. And now here comes Wallace. He's going to drive the lane, forearm out, little forearm shiver. Uphold looks, gets in the lane, can't do anything with it, gives it over to Wallace. There's a 3 by Wallace. That's 13 points for Wallace. He's having a nice game. Here comes Haskell, throws it in the corner to Wilt. Wilt out to LeMay looking. He doesn't know where to go with it. He's being guarded by Braxton. Now he gives it out. It's poked away. Poked away by Wallace. And Wallace almost dunks it. Makari Wallace stole it from Keller. And it was just an awkward play there by the Rams. And Wallace gets an easy bucket, 43. There's another steal poked away by Uphold. And here comes Winfrey out of there with it. And he lays it up and in and gets the foul. So the foul will go on number 3, Haskell. That's his first. The Red Raiders are absolutely just pulverizing the Rams right now, 45-12. And Coach Tom Bosley, who I had a nice long chat with before the game, again, a big West Virginia guy, and very nice man. And he is a little bit frustrated with his team right now, I would think, as Winfrey knocks down the free throw. That gives Winfrey 9 points, and he'll take a seat on the bench along with Braxton and Wallace. You got Richardson in there, Uphold, Hager, McClee, and Grooms, and there's a foul on Richardson. And Tavian Richardson. And Coach said something right after that foul on Richardson, I thought that was a pretty good call. And Pat Lyon gave him the old stink eye. He kind of looked at Coach like, you better knock it off. And they're having a little words now. Pat Lyon, a veteran official, knows how to handle Coach K for sure. And the Keller makes the first of a 1-and-1 attempt. As the Raiders have 17 fouls now. That was the first on Richardson. And the second one by Keller is in. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Richardson brings it across. He gives it to Grooms. Coach yells 40. Well, let's see what that play is. Looks like they're going down to McClee down on the block, and he lays it up and in off the right glass, the right window. McClee, that's 2. That's 4 for him. Here comes Keller driving through, and it's stolen by Uphold, and he tipped it out of bounds to himself. And Levi Garner, the country singer, is coming in. He just sounds like a country singer name. So, and he'll check in for McClee. So you got Grooms, Garner, Uphold, and Hager in there, and Richardson. Sorry. You got Healy now in the corner. There's Haskell, back to Healy, over to LeMay, who gets hit, bumped by Tanner, Uphold. And the officials are getting a little whistle happy now, trying to keep this game in check. Of course, 48-14. The score's not in check, and that ball is off the rim on the 1-and-1 is no good. And that'll give a ball out to Grooms, to Hager, who's hot from last night out there. He misses this one. That ball is off the Rams. One looked like it went off LeMay. And the Red Raiders now, new shot clock, 30-second shot clock. Yeah, that's right, shot clock here in Maryland. And looking down at the score table, they have to have an extra person that just does the shot clock. Uphold from way out, off the rim, no good. There's the rebound. Gardner tips it out to Grooms, and here comes Grooms off the mark, and he gets his own rebound. Good job by Notorious Grooms. And that's what you always teach those kids, follow your shot, right? If you miss it, follow your shot. And Grooms followed it up and in for 2 points, 50-14 now. And there's a nice little floater by Haskell, off the rim, no good. Richardson, a good job getting that skying for the rebound, but as he was trying to corral it in, it just slipped out of his hands. Goes out of bounds. So the ball will go over the Rams. And number 15, that's Sykes, who played a nice game last night, checks in for the Red Raiders. Another foul on the Red Raiders. Fouls are starting to pile up, and that's going to be another one on Richardson. I like Richardson's game. He's got a nice, he's only 5'8", but he's very fast. He had 10 steals last night. And that ball is off the front of the rim, back of the rim, off the glass, and in for Ayers, who gets his first point of the game. And next one, size it up, but this one swishes right in there. 50-16, 2:39 left, and there's Richardson spinning and dribbling through the lane, gets fouled by Ayers, returns the favor. Of course, they're not in the bonus yet. Only the fourth foul on the Rams. As Richardson now, a little nice fancy dribble between the legs. Nice little feed and Hager who lays it in. That's a great job by two of the guys who really played well last night, Hager and Richardson. And the Red Raiders up 52-16. There's Keller in the corner. That's off the mark by Healy. And the ball goes back to LeMay, who's dribbling in, tries a little Euro step between Hager and Levi Garner. They're going to call a foul. Let's see, Pat Lyons coming over to give us a call. That's on Garner. That's his second. So the fouls are piling up here on the Red Raiders, but not to fear, folks. 52-16, 2 minutes left, 2:08 left in your first half as LeMay knocks down a free throw, gives the Rams another point, and he makes the next one off the back. Oh, no, that's not going to count. That's off the back iron, goes up, hits the support, the strap that actually rings the hoops up when they probably in gym class, and can't do that. So it's out of bounds to the Red Raiders, 52-17. Exactly 2 minutes left now. Here comes Uphold. He's eyeing up Haskell, who's guarding him, getting a screen from Garner. He backs off. There comes Richardson off the mark on a little floater. Richardson, oh, nice little fadeaway. Garner rebound, tips it over to Hager. Garner back, loses it. And Garner steals it again. Here comes Richardson. End-to-end action now. A little Euro step. Beautiful step, and he just can't finish. And that one goes in by Uphold. And that's going to be on Haskell. 52-17, 128 left. Tanner Uphold, all points for Uphold off the free throw stripe. That's 3 right now. He's 3 for 3. Hope I didn't jinx him. I did. That's a third foul on Garner. And that'll be a shooting foul as they'll send Jack Healy, who doesn't have any points yet. He's averaging, not really, don't have a point total for him for the year, but he's 6'3" forward. Knocks down the first one. So he's on the board. He's 1 out of 2 now from the line. Second one in. 2 out of 3. 2 points for Healy. 53-19. 125 left in the second quarter. Here's Hager. A little dribble now. Oh, pushes off. And they don't call it. The crowd might have wanted that. He kind of gave a forearm push off there, and that would have been a offensive pass interference in football probably, but he's able to get away with it there as Hager makes it 55-19. There's a pass stolen away by Richardson. Now here comes Levi Garner. Slams it home. Garner on the fast break. He got up. Boy, he had his head above the rim. And he showed his hops there as Levi Garner throws one down. And there's a long ball from Haskell. Makes a first three-pointer of the game by the Rams. That's 57. There's Richardson, just loses it, dribbles it right in, and he steals it right back. That's might have been a backcourt violation by Hager. And Uphold gets his shot blocked by Haskell. Haskell now on the break and lays it up and in. Jared Haskell now heating up. 10 seconds left. 57-24. Your score. Red Raiders looks like they may hold it for the last shot. .5 seconds left as Uphold lost the ball out of bounds, and now you're going to see a long little heave, and that's off the mark. So your halftime score, Uniontown 57 and Southern Garrett 24. And I'll get some of your stats for you if you bear with me a second. Let's get the old calculator out on the phone. And been a pretty good first half for the Red Raiders as they knocked up another 24 points in that first quarter. And Southern Garrett actually got off the mark a little bit as well. They scored 18. And our first half stats, let's see who the stats are. Halftime stats, courtesy of First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County. And we're going to get to their read here in a second as we got several stats to give you as First Federal of Greene County. Find more snuggle time this winter and be prepared for the cold with the help of First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. With a home improvement loan, a home equity loan, or a home equity line of credit, you can finally upgrade that old furnace, take care of that leaky roof, or replace those outdated floors. Keep the cold out and the warm and cozy in your home this winter. Visit a loan officer today. Apply online at ffgc.bank. First Federal Savings and Loan Association of Greene County, member FDIC, equal housing lender, NMLS number 458729. So for the Rams, we have, that's 11 points for Haskell. Sorry, I'm adding on the fly here. Don't normally have to do this. Normally I have a little more time. You have Keller with 2, Grady with 2, Ayers with 2, LeMay with 3, Healy with 2, and Wilt with 2. They scored 6 in the first, 18 in the second, 24 at the half. For the Raiders, you have Grooms with 12, Hager with 4, Winfrey with 9, McLee with 4, Wallace with 15. Of course, these stats are unofficial, but I'm pretty close. And Garner with 2. So that was a beautiful dunk. Richardson with 4. Uphold with 3. And Braxton with 4. They scored 28 in the first, 24 in the second for I'm sorry, wait a minute. That's 57 they have. So let's do that again. 57 minus 28. They scored 29. My bad, 29 in the second. So it's 57-42 or 57 to 24 is your halftime score. So, folks, can't thank you enough for joining us here on the C. Harper High School Sports Night, who's being all these sponsors brought to you by George Dental Associates, SWGI in Uniontown. It's now part of the U.S. Digestive Health, the Centers for Rehab Services and Physical Therapists. Jimmy Burns, I got him, Calvin. Thanks. Calvin was asking me if I needed the stats, but was able to keep up with it. First Federal Savings and Loan of Greene County. Fayette County Commissioner of Events and Proceedings, Attorney Thomas W. Schaefer. Uniontown Mayor Bill Gerke. Joby's Golf, and Big Al's Market. And so we want to thank everyone for listening and watching tonight on Facebook Live. Thank again, Billy Dice is doing the camera. I can't see it, but it sounds like he always does a fantastic job with that. And of course, I'm going solo. Tony and Brian were up at Beaver County today to watch the Mustangs lose to Lincoln Park. I watched the end of that game when I got here. That was a tough one, a 4-point loss. So we will be back here in about 5 minutes for the start of the second half. And I'm going to take a little break and let you watch the players warm up.
So, I got them. Of course, now I said 9.
To 24, just dominating a good Southern Garrett team on their home floor here at the Snowball Classic as the Red Raiders really just, I mean, they got a good team. That's all there is to it. The Red Raiders are going to be a problem for LH. They're going to be a problem for Bell Vernon. The Red Raiders are going to be here to play this year, and I think you're going to see some pretty darn good basketball at the county. You know, you got AG. He's always Shea Fleener does a great job with those kids at AG. He always has those kids ready to play. You got, of course, Bell Vernon's always good, and of course we know about LH. You know, you have to be under a rock if you didn't know how good LH was, right? If you were a high school basketball fan. So, and then you got Uniontown. So you got some really good quality games that are going to be coming up through January and early February as we get towards this stretch run of the playoffs. But the Red Raiders got a. I think the difference between the Red Raiders and the Mustangs, at least just in my opinion, is the depth. The Red Raiders, you know, have top to they got 8, 9 kids that they could plug and play, and you really don't lose. You don't lose a lot of firepower when you bring some of those kids off the bench. And the Mustangs, of course, have those 2 guys that are absolutely phenomenal, and they got a good supporting cast, but they don't have 10 guys they could put in. They got 6 or 7, 8 guys they could put in there, that get quality minutes. So I think, the Red Raiders in a track meet style of game might be, they could withstand foul trouble. They can withstand a lot of things, and Red Raiders are going to be a tough out for a lot of teams this year. But the um, second half is going to get underway here shortly. And we want to, again, supposed to read all these sponsors to you folks a couple times today, and I've done it keeping track here. So we're going to run through a couple of them here. We got a minute left. And tell you what, this sponsor here. I haven't been there yet. I drove by the other day, and I saw where it is. It's on North Gallatin Avenue in Uniontown, family owned and operated by Phil Lucioni and Dominic Sabatini. Big Al's features two one-topping pizzas and a 2-liter for $21.99. That sounds like a heck of a deal. And or you could try the Italian hoagie in a 20-ounce drink for $6.99. That's a good lunch special. And then they've checked out. It's got other Big Al's homemade food items, including pasta salads, macaroni salads, deli items. Big Al's Market on 72 North Gallatin Avenue. You can phone 724-550-4252 and get in on Big Al's. Get yourself a nice lunch tomorrow. Probably be pretty good. Unfortunately, we haven't had too many injury updates. Thank God, knock on wood. But if we do, Jim Burns is your guy. Uniontown UPMC Centers for Rehab Services on Wayland Smith Drive offers cutting-edge physical therapy. Jim Burns and his staff are residents of the community. They treat sports injuries, joint replacements, all the stuff, hand injuries, other conditions. They treat you efficiently and safely because they can take care of all the precautions. You can call the office with a prescription from your doctor, schedule a direct access. Call your doctor, 724-437-7500. Centers for Rehab Services. Back to the action. The Red Raiders had the ball first to start out, and they're going to throw it down into McLee, who is underneath the basket and lays it up and in. And Kadrian McLee gets two. And there's another steal there. Nope, it's back over to Wilt, who barely gets across the timeline as the Red Raiders now tie him up, and that's a jump ball. Just a side note, Calvin Winfrey had 13 points. I reported 9. Wallace had 11, not 15, so I must have dropped a couple of points in there by mistake. But we got that straightened out. Calvin, longtime scorekeeper, was nice enough to correct me on that. It's Grady gets 2 there for the Rams, gets them on the board, 59-26. Your score, Red Raiders comfortably out in front. Here comes Grooms, little jab step off the rim. No good. Good rebound by McLee. Throws it out to Wallace off the back iron. No good. Here's Grooms up and in. Lays it in from the right side. Grooms just bulls his way to the basket. As 6:36 left, the Red Raiders take a 61-26 lead. Here comes the Rams driving in. Ball on the right side. There's a foul. It's going to be on Winfrey as he bumped LeMay. Haskell heated up with 11 points. He had 11 points in that first half, Haskell. And here comes, that's Healy in the game now. There's LeMay driving in. Try to shoot one over. McLee couldn't do it. Got it blocked. Here comes Winfrey. Lays it up and in. Calvin Winfrey. That's 15 for Winfrey. The Red Raiders up 63-26. 5:36 left. There's a steal by Wallace. Wow, he just picked his pocket. And look how fast that kid is. Boy, he can move. Wallace drives in. And the Red Raiders up now. Wallace with 13. Red Raiders up 65-26, taking control of this game as if they didn't have it already. There's a left-handed shot by Keller off the mark. Here's a long outlet pass to Grooms, who's going to just lay it in. Notorious Grooms. That's 16 points for Grooms. And the Red Raiders now up 67-26, just under 5 minutes to go. There's a long three from Keller. From Haskell. Haskell bombs one from 3 to get his team a little closer, 67-29. And here comes Braxton. Hop, step, dribble in, outlet pass. And that's going to be maybe a travel. Let's see. They're asking for, they're going to call a foul on Keller. You can hear Coach Bosley calling for the walk. Probably could have been a walk. but no luck there for the Rams. Of course, he's fighting for everything he can get with his team there. Can't blame him. And a long three from Grooms off the rebound, but Wallace gets it. Here comes Braxton. Boy, Braxton's got that big body. He drives in there, leans in, and kind of fades back a little bit like Charles Barkley used to do back in the 90s. Here comes Braxton's coming up. Here comes Grooms, and he's blocked by Keller, and that's a rebound by Winfrey, and Winfrey's fouled. He makes the basket. Give him 4 in the quarter. That's 17 for the game for Winfrey. And Noah Wilt will get his first foul. And now you got a running clock. Well, that'll get us out of here a little earlier. And it's 71-29. Shot clock turned off. And Winfrey misses on the free throw. About one of the few things he's done wrong today. And the ball goes out of bounds. And he gets pushed out. That was Uphold. He's going to inbound it now. You got some younger players in. They got Uber is in the game. Calling Uber. And that's going to be a foul on Sykes. Sykes driving in. And he's going to get the foul called on Grady. So that'll put Sykes to the line. Maybe. No, they say he wasn't shooting. Okay. So Hager's going to inbound the ball. You got Uphold. Uphold gets it. He's going to drive in off the side of the rim. No good. Uber now is having trouble with it. Haskell slips with nobody around him. There he goes. Haskell has it. See if he's going to drive in the lane. Nice shot by Haskell. Boy, he can score, that kid. And Haskell gets him back within 40 with 2:40 left. There's a long bomb by Uphold. That's something. That's more like what we see from Uphold. 74-31 your score here at the Ram Arena in Oakland, Maryland. And there's a foul as Levi Gardner, the country and rock sensation now. Get him on The Voice. Good looking kid. Big tall kid. Wonder if he can sing it all. He gets the foul. That's his 4th foul on Garner. I don't think coach is too concerned about the foul situation right now. There's a fadeaway by Wilt. And that's just an out of bounds. Uber trying to hustle in there against Garner. The ball, they both collided. The ball went out of bounds. And now Hager, Richardson, Uphold, Garner, and Sykes is your players in for the Red Raiders, up 74-31. There's Hager, a little spin move through the legs, back around, stops his dribble, gets it back out to Richardson. Richardson, a little spin move, and that's going to be a foul on Hager. That's going to be 5. That's going to be 5 on Hager, or I'm sorry, Wallace. Garner. He'll foul out with just 2 points, but a dunk, but he got his money's worth. That's a highlight reel. And Marcus Heist now checks in the game, number 24. And there's a nice move by Jared Haskell. He has, let's see, that's 5-7. That's 18 points for Haskell as the quarter comes to a close there. That's a pass by Haskell, got tipped away. Hager lost it back over to Uber. And there's a foul on Heist. And Uber, a crowd favorite, is going to get to go to the line. And the clock continues to run even on free throws now. So they're going to stop it with 0.5 left. And Uber's going to get a chance to get his Red Raiders. Sykes had to get on the lane. The kids thought the time was going to run out. So Uber misses a free throw. Owen Uber, 5'7" junior guard. You can tell he's a fan favorite. The kids, everybody wants to get him a point here. Get on the board. Send it in there, kid. There we go. Nope, he misses it. So 33 points and 74 for the Red Raiders. So Red Raiders up big time here. 8 minutes left. And you have the Red Raiders have just dominated play so far. And pretty good setup here for the Uniontown as they've just clicking on all cylinders. That's all there is to say. I mean, just Red Raiders scored 17, outscored the Rams 17-9 in that quarter. And the Red Raiders now up 74-33. You'll have a running, winding clock, no shot clock now, not needed. And it's that'll get Nicole and Manny and Billy back home for Manny's bedtime. Will get a little earlier tonight because he's going to get home with this running clock for the second half. He looked at me. He gave me the stink eye. He didn't like that. He wants to stay here and hoop a little bit. He was out there hooping before the game. Coach Bosley was actually nice. He had a couple of little kids out there. And he let Manny Dice, of course, Manny's Billy's son, and Nicole. And the Red Raiders now. Braxton misses a turnaround jumper. And here come the Rams trying to just work on some things. They're playing against just a stronger, more athletic team. And there's a foul on, it's going to be on Winfrey. That's his third. Running clock now. There's a little pump move there. The ball goes out of bounds off of Wallace. Winfrey with 17 points. McLee with 6. Wallace with 13. Garner fouled out with 2. And that's a floating shot in there from Ayers. First points of the fourth quarter. There's a quick bucket there by Grooms. 18 points for Haskell. And there's a nice shot by Haskell. That gives him 20. Red Raiders coming back, slowing it up a little bit. They throw it down to McLee. McLee lays it up and in. And McLee now with 8 points. There's a nice little floater in the lane by Grady. Red Raiders now. Well, Winfrey getting a little sloppy now, folks. It's just getting to that point of festivities where clock's running 78-39, and Uber will check back in. Red Raiders have played an absolutely flawless game up to this point, and you're going to see the starters pretty much come out. You're going to have a whole line hockey type situation, line change there as Braxton lays one in. That gives him 8 for the game. He's probably going to finish with 8. There's almost a steal. Haskell again throws up a little bit of a short floater in the lane. So that'll do it. Grooms will have 18. Winfrey finishes with 17. McLee with 8. Wallace was 13. Garner with 2. And Braxton with 8. So that's your Uniontown starters. I doubt you're going to see them come back in the game. And there's a steal by Uphold. He lost it to Uber. Uber's going to drive in. He's going to get fouled by Heiss again. Oh, they're going to call it travel. And there's a long pass to Sykes in the corner. Uphold a long three. And Healy came out of there with it and gives it over to Keller. Keller over to Grady. Or Ayers, sorry. There's Richardson driving in. And a nice unselfish pass by Richardson. And tries to get Heiss a basket. Couldn't do it. There's Hager now. Hager's driving all the way down the lane. Flows it up and in. Tries a tip by Uphold. Very sloppy. Clock continues to run.
Oh, Uber. Yeah, you can hear the crowd. They were waiting for that.
Owen Uber gets on the board 80-41, 3:23 left. We're on a running clock here at the Ram Arena. And there's a long three from Uphold. That'll give him 9 points on the night. 3:04 left. Running clock. 83-41. Uphold. Rebound. Gives it over to Sykes. Sykes is going to dribble it up. And let's see. He gives it over to Heiss. Heiss is going to launch a three. And Richardson right there for the rebound. Misses the layup. And here comes the Rams out of there with it. As Keller's going to go in the left-hander. Smooth left-handed shot by Isaiah Keller. As he drops one in, gets the score now to 83-43. As Richardson, who played a fantastic game last night. And that's going to be a block call. Who do you like for player of the game? Red Raiders bringing the ball in. 83-43. Oh, there's a charge, block, no call. Refs probably put their whistles away right now unless it's something egregious. And there's another runner by Haskell. Hager. There's some fancy dribbling out there. The ball's going to roll right to us. And a good hustle there by Schofield. Kyle Schofield checked in, and he almost ran right into Calvin Winfrey. Almost took his pen off of his right hand. Heiss, long three, yes. Marcus Heiss with a long bomb for three. Missed there by the Rams. Long rebound comes out, and Richardson drives the lane. That's 6 for Richardson. 40 seconds left. Red Raiders up 88-43. And I am going to present the medal. I'm going to give the medal to Manny. Come here, Manny. You're going to crawl under there, bud. You're going to go down and give this to Notori as soon as the game's over, okay? Notori Grooms, yes. All right? Player game. Wait till the game's over. I don't want to get coach to get mad at you. And there's a shot by Uber, who's got to be on the all-name team. And Torbich gets on the ball. Manny's eyeing me up. He's ready to go give Tory Grooms his medal for the player of the game. Yep. And the game is over. So your final score is 88-43. As we're going to give you some stats, and the player of the game is officially now announced. Manny Dice is going to give the medal Go ahead, Manny. You can go now, bud. He's going to give the medal to Notorious Grooms. And here he goes as he gets it to him. So gave his mom a thumbs up. Congratulations, Notorious. Tori has 18 points tonight, so he gets our player of the game. And we're going to give you a couple of stats here. 10 points there. Let's see, 14 for the Red Raiders in that quarter. So for the Southern Garrett Rams, you had Haskell led the way with 20 points. That's right on his average. He's averaging 21 a game. Keller with 4. Again, these are unofficial, so don't hold me to it. Grady with 6. Ayers with 4. LeMay with 3. Healy with 2. Uber with 2. And Wilt, with 2. They scored 6 in the first, 18 in the second, 9 in the third, 10 in the fourth, 43 for the ball game. For the Uniontown Red Raiders, big scoring column here today for the Raiders. Grooms leads the way. He's our Vince Vicidi's commissioner player of the game. 18 points for Torrey Grooms. You could almost consider Calvin Winfrey, who had 17 points.